All right, let's get into a story that I think is going to hit home for a lot of us. It's a powerful little parable, really, for anyone who's ever had these massive dreams, but finds themselves kind of stuck, not really doing anything about them.
You know that feeling, right? Where you can perfectly picture a better life, you map out all these grand successes in your head, but then when it's time to actually do the hard work, you just don't? It's that frustrating gap between the person we want to be and, well, the person we were yesterday.
Oh man, tomorrow, the most productive day of the week, isn't it? It's where all our hopes and dreams live. If that sounds a little too familiar, then you're definitely in the right place. This story might just change how you see that one little word forever.
Okay, so our story kicks off in a small village, where we meet a young man named Amir. And Amir, well, he is the perfect example of this clash between our big ambitions and our not-so-great habits.
So, Amir's 25. He's full of potential, and man, does he love to talk a big game. He tells anyone who will listen that his fields are going to be legendary one day. But here's the thing. Amir is a professional dreamer, not a doer. He loves the idea of success way more than the sweat it takes to get there. And his favorite phrase? You guessed it. I'll do it later.
So one evening, his uncle, who's this really wise, seasoned old farmer, he drops by for a visit. And what does he find? He sees all this potential. Rich, fertile soil, a perfect piece of land that is totally, completely barren. Not a single thing planted.
And the uncle, he doesn't beat around the bush. He just calls him out on it right then and there. He points out that huge gap between Amir's words and his reality. See, he's not just asking about a field, he's asking about Amir's whole life. It's like he's saying, you talk a great game, but where's the proof?
But here's where it gets interesting. Instead of just lecturing him, the uncle gives Amir a choice, a really powerful one, in the form of 2 magic seeds. First, you've got the ambition seed. It promises everything, wealth, success, you name it, but it needs work, daily work. Then there's the laziness seed. It needs nothing from you. It actually thrives on neglect, and its only job is to spread and destroy. It's such a brilliant metaphor for the 2 forces battling inside all of us, isn't it?
So now, Amir has his future, right there in his hands. A super clear choice between effort and ease. So, what do you think he does? Let's see how this whole thing plays out.
And look, in his mind, he is definitely going to plant that ambition seed. Of course he is. But, when morning comes, he feels a little tired. So he falls back on his favorite words. I'll plant it tomorrow. And that one thought just repeats, day after day after day. Tomorrow just never quite arrives.
And just like that, weeks have gone by. He's totally forgotten about the seeds. He's slipped right back into his old routine. Sleeping in, talking about his amazing plans with friends, and doing absolutely nothing to make them happen. He's back in dreamland. Then one day, he just happens to wander out to his field, and he gets a shock. That laziness seed, the one he completely ignored, had taken root all on its own and just exploded. It didn't need any help from him. But his ambition, his big dream, it was withering away, literally dying from neglect. I mean, just look at this breakdown. It's so painfully clear. The laziness seed thrived on him doing nothing, spreading these thick, nasty weeds that were choking out any chance for something good to grow. And meanwhile, the ambition seed, starved of even a drop of water, was just barely hanging on. His field wasn't just empty anymore, it was being actively destroyed. So, at this point, the uncle returns, and what he says next is the absolute heart of this entire story. This is where it stops being a tale about farming and becomes a core principle for life. Here it is. This is the crucial point. Your ambition will not survive on its own. It's actually a really delicate thing. It needs constant nurturing, effort, discipline, consistent daily action. But laziness is the default setting. It takes 0 effort to grow, and if you just let it be, it will absolutely destroy your dreams. So let's bring this home. Think of your own life as this field. Every single day, you are making a choice. Are you watering that seed of ambition with small, consistent actions? Or are you just letting the weeds of laziness grow wild simply by doing nothing? Because doing nothing isn't a neutral choice. It's actively feeding the wrong seed. And this is that gut punch moment for Amir. He touches that sad, dying little plant, and for the first time, he really gets it. All his big talk, all those beautiful dreams, they were worthless. They were just fantasies without the fuel of real action. But a painful realization like that is often the turning point, right? It's where the story pivots from being a warning to being a roadmap. So what happens now? And more importantly, what can we do about it?
That night, something finally shifts inside Amir. He makes a real, solid, unbreakable decision. He recognizes that this is it. This is the tipping point. He can either start fighting back right now, or he can just surrender his entire future to laziness.
And here's the key. His actions follow his decision. The very next morning, he is up before the sun doing the hard, painful work of pulling out all those weeds. And he does it every single day. The focus here is on that consistency. It wasn't one heroic effort. It was years of small, daily actions that turned that one tiny seed into a great tree and finally made Amir the success he had only ever dreamed of being.
So how do we apply this? It's actually pretty simple. First, you have to wake up. Make the same decision Amir did. Now is the time to start, not tomorrow. Second, pull the weeds. Just identify one lazy habit you can get rid of. Just one. And third, water the seed. Take one small, tiny, consistent action towards your biggest goal. You don't have to build the whole tree today. You just have to give the seed a little bit of water.
Because in the end, it all comes down to this simple, powerful choice. Every single day, you're holding both seeds in your hand. Your life, your future, your field, it's all going to be a perfect reflection of the one you choose to feed, day in and out. So, the only question left is which seed are you going to feed today?